Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer. I'm from Raven Knights Crafts and I have a store on Etsy.com. Today I would like to show you how to make this really beautiful bracelet made out of Czech fire polished glass. It is called Berry and it has 3 different colors. It has red, dark pink, and purple. It has 3 lava beads, which are perfect for essential oils. After a few days, the scent will dissipate and you can rescent it with a different oil. We will also be working with this really pretty Tree of Life button. The cord that we'll be using today is 0.5 millimeters. The bead that we're using has a hole of 0.8 millimeters. But when I got the package, one side, the hole wasn't as open as it should be, so I purchased these reamer tools. I'm just going to show you the package. I'm going to have to flip it. The camera's angle is kind of weird. It's called from Bead Buddy. I got this at AC Moore. And the tool it's kind of almost like a sandpaper. So I just lightly took it inside and just pivot it back and forth just to make the hole a little bit bigger. I didn't press too hard. I didn't want to break the bead. And that helps a lot. So one thing to note about your cord, just trying to show you guys, your cord it's going to depend on your bead. So I said this was a 0.5. Well, in the past I've actually used a 1 millimeter cord because my bead hole was actually bigger. So you're going to want to pick your cord based on your bead size. And if you have a chance to test them, I think that would actually help a lot. But I will continue to show you how to put this together. We're also using oval jump rings. And I'm going to show you those. I got those from Bead Breakout. I really do like to support my local shops. Bead Breakout is in Pittsford, New York. There's also Let's Bead out in East Rochester, and there's also Beads and Things, which is out in Pittsford. So this is what we'll be using today, and I'm going to do my best to keep you in frame. I'm using a different camera, so I'm just getting used to it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your button and you're going to feed it through all the way. So what you want to do is make sure your cord ends are as equal as possible. I cut out about a 24-inch cord just so I could give myself enough room at the end. Sometimes the ends get kinked as they're going through the bead and you might need to trim a little bit of it off. So having more length is better. Okay. So once I've done that, I'm going to take my bead and I'm going to just make a knot using bowstrings. So you see how I have bowstrings in my finger? So you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, and then we're just going to keep moving this knot all the way down to the end of the shank. Okay, so I'm kind of pulling it tight, but I don't want to yank on it. So hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, I don't want to yank because leather is strong, but it's not infallible, so it definitely can break if you yank on it too hard. So I think that's a pretty good knot. And the first thing I'm going to start doing is I'm going to feed my first bead. Now I'm usually pretty symmetrical, but I might actually I don't know if I have it in me to just do it randomly. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I started out with the red one first. As you can see, I said sometimes the holes were tricky on this particular bead. So alright, we'll use the reamer tool and then again I can show you how it works. Hopefully I'm staying in the video here. Okay. Okay, that fed through. Okay, so you'll see I started out with the first one. So then what I want to do is I want to take my jump rings and I want to go through both of them. So to just show you. So you see how the jump ring is going through both lines and it's going to come down. Okay, hopefully you can see it. And then I'm going to pick my different color and I'm going to go on the opposite line. Okay, that one's going to feed through and you can start to see this pattern emerge. Okay, so then I'm going to go over again. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the other side, the opposite side of what I just did. So that one's going to be a purple bead. I guess they'll do some sort of pattern. It's just not one color on one side and then the two alternating. That's however you want to do it. See what I did? I actually grabbed the wrong line. That's okay. It happens a lot. Alright, there you've got your first three going. So I'm just going to pause for a little bit. I'm actually going to bead it to the center. You guys probably don't really need to watch me do that. So I'm just going to bead it to the center and then I'll come back. I'll be right back, guys. Hey everyone, welcome back. So I have beaded about halfway down. This would be about a size 7, which is what my wrist size is. And I've done from the shank, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on that one side. And then there's 8 on the other. So now I want to put on my lava bead. And so I'm just going to follow suit. I'm going to put my ring. Sorry guys. So I'm going to put my ring over my cord. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Try to move my hand out of the way. Okay, so then you're going to follow suit. So then the next one will be the white bead, and you're just going to interchange. So yep, you guys can see me hopefully. And then come down a little bit. And then again, you're going to go over the top. So it's kind of the same pattern, just with the lava rock. Okay. Just one more. You can take creativity however you want. I always put these in the center, but you could put them throughout the pattern if you wanted to. I think that would be pretty as well. Some people like to mix the essential oils. Have different combinations, so that could be fun as well if you add more lava beads. Some people make their own blends. Then, you guys can see, I'm following my same pattern, and then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to start with my colored beads again. So I left off with red, or the dark pink, and so my last color was purple, so I guess I'll go ahead and I'll start with purple. Okay. Alright, so then you can see that I'm bringing the pattern back. I'll do a couple more, and then I'll break it again, and I'll go all the way to the end, and then I'll show you guys how to tie it off. Okay, so then my pattern's re-emerging. You guys see that? Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to break one more time, and then when I come back, we'll go ahead and we'll finish off the bracelet. Thank you. Okay, so we're back. So I've gone through and I finished this. Okay, so I've gone through and finished this bracelet. So this is what it looks like all strung. So the next thing we want to do is we want to take this end here, and we're going to just tie a knot similar to the one that we did on our button. I'm trying to get this as close to the top bead as possible. You see it's really loose right there, so we're just going to try to get it down as far as possible. Again, don't pull too hard, but just make sure it's a secure knot. This is what it should look like. Then I want to test it out. I want to see, where should my button go? I'm going to try to move my wrist. Hold on. Let's see if we can get it this way. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm trying to get this. So basically, you want the button to be able to go through here. Okay. So about right there is where I'm probably going to want it, so you can see. Okay. The key is you want it to be able to slide in and out pretty easily, but you don't want it to be so big that it falls through and falls off your wrist. So I'm probably going to be about right there. I'm just going to make a dent in it. Yeah, I can see it. Okay. So I felt comfortable with that size. I felt like it worked well for me. Okay. So then I know that it can go in and out. Test it. So before we tie this off completely, what we're going to do is we're going to knot it, but we're going to make a really loose knot, and then we'll test it one more time. If you make a loose knot and it's not right, you can change it. If you tighten it down, you run the risk of breaking the cord because it's already been kind of compromised. So that looks about right for me, and I just tied it tight after I told you not to do it. I didn't tie it too tight though. Alright, so that's a loose knot. I didn't tie it tight enough to worry about it. I tied it a little tighter than I wanted to. Sorry guys. Do what I say, not what I do. Okay, so that looks like it might actually be a little too big. I just don't want this button to slide out. Just so you can see that. So I'm going to see if I can come down just slightly with it. It just takes a little maneuvering. Okay, I think, yeah. And then just test it, make sure it's going to work. You can unknot these, I just can't guarantee that the cord will stay strong. So yeah, this works great for me. It looks good. feels good on my wrist. So that's just how I kind of test it out. You know, if you're selling these, you might want to just do a bunch of different sizes, because you never know what your customer's wrist size is going to be. So just to finish this off, you can pick a couple beads, whatever, if you have a specific pattern or whatever you're doing. So my next bead was actually going to be a purple one. So you can see I pulled that onto there, and then I'm just going to tie a little knot at the end, just makes it nice and finished. You can leave it if you want to. I think the bead on the end is pretty cute. You can get my finger in. There we go. And then just bring that close to the bead and make sure it's secure. So there's that knot. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll try this dark pink one. So you can see I just did the ends off, and then I'm just gonna snip the ends off here. I'm gonna leave a little bit just in case I need to pull on it a little bit here. There we go. Okay. And that is, so you guys can see your finished piece. There's a couple different designs. You saw on this one I did all one color on the bottom and then interchanged the other two. And on this one, I just interchanged all three of them. So I like this color choice. It gives you a lot of options. You can switch it to all purple on the bottom or all pink on the bottom, however you want. But I just think it's fun. But of course, any places, I'm from the Rochester, New York area, so I go to Bead Breakout, I go to Let's Bead, I do beads and things. I get a lot of my beads there, but I also shop online. So the possibilities are pretty endless. And thank you so much for watching. Again, you were watching Raven Nice Crafts. I'm trying to get this in things so you can see this information below. I'll also include it in the description of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and happy beading. Thank you so much.